Okay, hello.
Heyo.
Greetings.
Hello.
Oh, that sounds like we have everybody.
Salutations. Hi. Hello.
Okay. So, does anybody want to do the recap for last week?
We wandered around town, got pickpocketed, then got it back because we scared the kids, and then we went to inns, and fun times were had by all. I'm slumming it. The other two got a suite or something, and that's about it.
Yeah, after being hired on an expedition to Chult, you guys were magically transported to the city, where Mr. Watt, Lady Sylvain's associate, said that he would meet you in the morning, that he was going to go look into organizing organizing an expedition into the deeper jungle. You immediately went to the harbor master's office and asked where you might stay. You were given two options, I believe. One was the something lizard, and the other was some lady's house of repose. Yes. Poetry.
Thundering lizard and yeah, some lady. Also, they have dinosaurs everywhere. I forgot to. I did bring John up to speed with Facebook an hour ago.
Yeah.
But they have dinosaurs everywhere. It's cool. They're like pack animals.
Yeah. Wandering the streets are dinosaurs of most sizes. The most largest are kept in a pen in Area 25. You can see a few Brontosaurus necks over in that direction. So, I believe, while everybody was looking into the local shops, Ralita tied my tongue into a twist. Ralita encountered a rare bookshop in the Red Bazaar, which is the whole big market area around Section 18, where she encountered a man by the name of Belagaris. Yes. After a brief discussion, he ended up loaning her a book on enchanting, and said that he would look through his stocks to find information on the death curse itself and the surrounding area if possible. Everybody ended up reconvening at the fancy hotel. There.
I think I was still at the slum.
Yeah. Well, I think you met up with everybody at the inn eventually.
Okay.
Because while exploring the slums, Eldon was accosted by a pair of, is it tabaxi? I don't know, cat people.
Yeah, Tabaxi.
One male, one female. He had a loot bastion over his head. And then the pair ran away.
Didn't he confront them because they had been tailing him all over the city?
Yeah, Eldon had noticed that this pair of tabaxi seemed to be everywhere he was. MasterCard, if you will. Or is that Visa? You know, I am not having a good day for words.
Don't word so good.
Yes, and after this encounter occurred, you ran off to find the others. I believe that Aaron was nowhere to be found. However, Ralita, Binder, and, well, I guess that's the entire other half of the party. Ralita and Binder were back at the Posh Suites, and you'd come in to tell them what had happened. And I forget what the exchange was at the very end, but I remember that there was a knock at the door.
Right. I just started to say that I was attacked, and then there was a knock at the door.
I suppose I was visiting. I still plan to sleep at the stupid slum inn just so I can continue preaching to the underclass. But I was visiting to check up on what had happened with the rest of my party.
Okay, and you're Aaron. I'm still trying to get voices.
Or Arn, but yeah.
Okay, Aaron. Aron. Like Samus. So, knock, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Mr. Belagaris.
A moment outside of, I guess, IRL.
Oh, yeah.
Am I? What's my status? Did I just appear? Have I been tailing along?
You've been tailing along since Baldur's Gate. After you got off the wrecker's ship, you bumped into a couple people. One of them was a small blue man. Another was a high elf paladin who happened to be carrying sweet sustaining oranges that you immediately tried to get at, and you slipped and your daggers fell out, and there was a whole kerfuffle with falling on oranges on the docks. But you were hired on to this expedition, pretty much sight unseen. Sight unseen.
Beautiful, good to know.
And so far, you basically just cleaned yourself up, had a good night's sleep at that mansion, got teleported to Port Nyanzar. Now you're in a nice hotel.
And the man is knocking on our door.
Yeah.
I, for one, do not recognize that name, and I look around at the rest of the party.
That's the bookshop guy. So, but he stands up and says, "Yes, I guess." Or what? Did someone open the door, or did they?
I'll grab the door. I think I'm probably standing around just visiting, so I open the door.
Yeah, you open the door, and there is a halfling man with 3 or 4 large tomes underneath his arms. And as you open the door, he looks up at you, he smiles, and then he falls immediately face first into the room with a dagger between his shoulder blades.
Oh no!
I'm gonna go ahead and look out in the hall and see if I see anything.
I ask if anybody ordered a bunch of books.
I half raised my hand. And just
Okay,
kinda,
well,
like,
that answers my first question. Second question is, what?
The guy just fell into the room.
Yeah.
Okay, I will offer. I'll start picking up the books. Try to help him up.
Oh, he is not
he has a
standing.
dagger in his back. He has a
Oh,
dagger.
okay. Dagger in his
Oh.
back.
So I look out into the hallway. I rolled 16 perception.
Yeah, you can hear the sound of running and then a tray crashing.
Does it sound like I can catch up?
Probably not. I mean, if you were like ready to sprint, but this person was ready to sprint.
Sounds good.
Does the window open?
The large bay window is, it's open. It opens up like a door.
Can I see the person?
If you wait about 15 seconds, you will see a black hooded figure look over his shoulder real quick up at the window, see you looking at him, and then just book it into the street.
Okay. So, guys, I don't have anything I can do.
I examined the dagger. Is there anything unique about it?
Simple iron dagger.
I am going to jump. All right, I'm going to do this. I jump up onto the window, pull one of my daggers, and I will throw it at the guy who's fleeing, and I will follow it.
Do you mean follow it?
Let's... The dagger thrown, is it 30? No, it's
20-60. So probably have to look at some range.
Yeah, but with a 20, let's say you connect. So Eldon jumps up onto the windowsill, pulls out this fancy-looking dagger. Kind of has like an L wire thing going on. If anybody's familiar with that. He throws it, and then after half a second, he disappears.
Is the I forget his name. Is the bookshop guy still like even partially alive, or is he just completely gone already?
Oh, he's super dead.
He's plot dead, which is extra dead. If the gnome is running out the window, I run after the gnome.
Gnome disappeared out the window.
Yeah, as you run up to the window, you can see the gnome. If the gnome would like to roll initiative.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and run downstairs.
Oh, good. So if they're going downstairs, because that's what I was thinking about doing, but if somebody else goes downstairs, I'm assuming that the books are probably pretty important. So I make sure that they don't disappear. You know, they're safe, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Anybody that wants to join combat but doesn't want to jump out the window, can roll initiative, and you'll join on the second turn pass. Because the assassin was not expecting that. Eldon got an attack of surprise opportunity. You have sneak damage, right?
Yep. So I did 2 regular damage and 2 sneak.
Nice. Yeah, so your dagger ends up sticking into his thigh, and you instantly appear holding it.
Okay, and I will draw the other dagger as well. So I will be fighting with it tapped and déplacé.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The assassin goes. It's like, that hurt. And is going to lash out at you with an iron dagger. Wow.
Oh yeah, it's gonna suck.
For 8 damage. Oh, you haven't healed since...
Right.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
It is your turn, Eldon.
All right. I'm going to attack for non-lethal damage. Does that give me disadvantage?
No, you can just say you're
Okay.
doing non-lethal.
Okay. Oh, obviously no sneak at this point.
Yeah, both hit. For 9. The assassin is not
Repent your
gonna...
evil ways.
Yeah, the assassin's gonna be using lethal damage.
Yeah.
I have a question. Like,
I think
what
that
is the
misses, though.
range on, like, what is the range on heals and stuff?
I think your current heal is healing touch, or...
Cure wounds is touch.
Yeah, it's cure wounds. Okay.
And then
You have to basically be putting your hand on somebody.
and then there's one word. Healing word is 30 feet, but that only does a D4, I think.
Correct.
So a lot of people don't take that because it's...
And I don't actually have any healing prepared. I can stop someone, I can stabilize someone, and that's it.
Okay. Yes, the 11 will miss my AC. I got an AC 14.
Okay, Binder.
So I can see Eldon's bleeding pretty badly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and shoot a firebolt at this guy. That's probably not
Misses.
gonna hit.
No, it's like this ray of sun glints off like a piece of glassware in someone's shop and just hits you right in the eye.
Oh,
Question.
a spark, like a lightning bolt, not a firebolt. Excuse me.
Question. Do any random passerby get a firebolt?
Let's see. Below 50, yes. Above 50, no. Yes.
Yes.
There's a Wilhelm scream, and then someone goes running into a dinosaur trough. Yes, there was a question.
That wasn't my question. That covers it.
I'm gonna keep on right. In that case, I'm gonna take my movement and I'm gonna run towards El.
Okay.
I'm going to continue attacking for non-lethal damage because, I'm just stupid like that. Ooh. Then I'll hit once anyway.
Yeah, the first one hits. Was there any bonus actions you wanted to take?
I will just continue to. Evildoer, you stand no chance. Submit now.
So while all this is going on, I guess I would have taken those books, right, and like very quickly locked them in the chest thing or whatever. Just make sure they're safe, and then like just jump out the window. And the first thing that I would try to do if I could is heal Holden. However that would work. I don't know how that would work.
Well, first you would have to roll your initiative, which you can do by clicking on your token, then going into your character sheet, pressing the initiative button / word.
Speaking of, could you throw me into the turn order? I rolled 18 earlier for initiative.
Where is initiative?
It's up at top, on the top, right below the box with your class and race. So there's armor class, initiative, and speed.
I see. Very good. I got an error message. You wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected.
Yeah, because you need to have your token selected, the Ralta icon. But if you follow those procedures, it will automatically add you. But I can do it.
Well, the second one is lower. I don't know what to do now. I clicked on the icon and rolled it again, but just to do whatever the thing
Yeah,
was.
I already edited it back to what it should be.
Okay.
Aram, what was your initiative again?
It was 18. You said it's supposed to add automatically? What did I do wrong?
You have to have your token selected on the map, and then you click the initiative button, and it should automatically add it to the turn tracker.
Oh, I didn't even see the tokens. I had to scroll over sideways. Got it.
Big map. The assassin is going to disengage and dash away.
Damn it.
$60 feet.
Yeah. Let's say 70. Rallyta, it is your turn.
Okay, so, I guess, you would have, as after she locked the books up, she would have grabbed her sword and ran out to the, window and jumped down, and the first thing that she would try to do, I guess, is heal Eldon? Like, I don't know, how is this gonna happen?
Yeah, you go into your character sheet, and I'm pretty sure I already wrote you a spell macro.
You can also just click on spells. If you go to your character sheet, you go to spells. It's highlighted red on core. Click on spells, and then you'll be able to click on your healing spell, and that'll automatically roll it for you.
Click on spells and the whole thing changed. I'm so confused now.
Okay, so you see, yeah, I'm on your sheet right now. So you see where below your hit dice and death saves, there is the Chance of Rain, Divine Smite, level 1 Cure Wounds, Divine Favor. That first one is your weapon attack, and then Divine Smite is Divine Smite, and you can click on any one of those and it will cast them. Or if you just want to learn what they are and read what they are.
Okay. So is that the right one?
Yep, it healed for 4.
Thank you much, lady.
Is there anything else you wanted to do, like as a bonus action?
What can I do?
Bonus actions are usually small things that take less than 6 seconds. Drinking a potion, talking.
Well, is the assassin still? What's going on with that?
The assassin is currently 70 feet away, running through crowd.
So there's not much we can do about that now, is there?
I can think of one thing.
Eldon can throw the dagger again.
I mean, you could always unsheath your sword.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I thought it was already. Well, okay.
Oh.
If it wasn't, then I will unsheath it.
Okay.
I thought I would have like jumped out with the window holding it, I mean.
Okay.
I'm assuming that I didn't have it like
Hero Land.
in my sheath in the room, so I grabbed it.
I can't believe I didn't make you do an acrobatic saving throw, but it's okay. Well, your sword might have movement. I'm saying if it was the type of sword that did that.
Yeah. Well.
Is it the type of sword that does that?
You think it would work? Could I like throw it at him and have it like chase the assassin?
Ral, is it a magic sword? I don't know what your sword is.
Yeah, you could say that.
What sort of magic does it do?
Or is it a secret?
Toad would have to explain that, but I don't know if you.
Unfortunately, I don't think a throw.
It can't follow. Okay.
Well, I mean, yes. I just don't think it will get an action this turn.
Oh, okay. So like, and nothing will happen. Okay.
So, are you throwing it?
Well, if I can.
I'm wiggling my eyebrows at
Go
you, but you can't see that through the microphone.
If I can get it to go after him, then yeah, like.
Tiny elf girl throws longsword without any spin. It immediately goes weaving through the crowd.
I feel like maybe an F. Never mind. Sorry.
And then stops about, let's say, an arm's length away from the assassin and takes up a fighting stance, as the sword does. Now it's Aram's turn. Sorry.
All right, am I at the base of the stairs or am I at the window?
You are currently about 30 feet away from where Eldon and Rallied are, so 100 feet away from the assassin.
Okay, do I have a clear line of sight to him?
No.
I am going to double move after him.
Roger. Do you like to take any sort of bonus action?
I can't think of any that are applicable right now. I haven't actually hit anybody, and all my bonus actions that I know of are extra attacks. So, no.
Okay. Binder.
I am also going to take a double move action and just sprint towards the assassin. And as I'm running, I'm going to yell, "Stop, thief! There's a reward!"
Yeah, like 100 people start running in various directions.
You know what I just did? Cleared the battlefield.
Yep.
Let's see. He is currently rounding the bend at the gate just west of Area 18, where the little trophy area is. But yeah, there are less people on the street now, as several would-be shoplifters and a few shop owners start running around. Eldon, it's your turn.
Okay. I will take a move action and move 30 feet closer. That puts me 40 feet away from him, correct?
Correct.
Do I have line of sight on him?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will throw the dagger at him and follow it again.
That misses, unfortunately. However, you are now 20 feet ahead of him, holding on to the handle of a dagger that is stuck into a palm tree.
Okay. As a bonus action, can I pull it out? Or is it stuck?
Yeah, it's probably gonna take, like a strength athletics.
If I don't think I will have time, I will just let the dagger and pull my rapier
Can
out
he
to
do
cool on to creep poop, and hopefully I'll get an attack of opportunity as he runs by.
Can one roll like a strength athletics as save or a strength athletics check as the bonus action, or would you have to use an entire action for that?
I think if you're doing the check, it's an entire action.
That's fine. I'll use. I have many gnomish weapons of great power, so the rapier will do.
Okay. The assassin is not even going to stop. You will get your attack of opportunity.
All right. Oh, come on, Toad Sicker.
That does hit. For 4 piercing.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Is it possible for my character to continue like running to catch up with the sword while like the sword takes a swing or something? Or how does that work?
Yeah, actually that would be the ideal circumstance, because if you don't run forward right now, he is going to be out of the range of the sword.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just like, I'm just bolting it with like, and I guess I would just have my shield like in the front just to like, if push anything out of the way if there's still anybody left, but just bolting it towards the sword. And then, so if he got hit by Eldon, right?
Yeah,
So,
I don't think I slowed him down at all, though.
Oh, did he or didn't he?
Hmm?
He continued to run right past me, right?
Yeah.
I guess I would be wanting to try and like just stop him from moving. So, like I guess just going for his legs or something. I don't know. Just trying to like prioritize.
Go for the legs,
stopping
boo.
him from, yeah, prioritizing stopping him from moving over like raw damage. I guess if that's. What would I do?
You would roll an attack.
Okay. Where is attack again?
Chance of rain.
Oh, okay.
And you roll crit.
I guess one of his legs is missing now.
Yes, actually.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Combat is over.
So just imagine the sword just floating in front of his face. Just anytime he tries to move, it just kind of follows, making him stand still.
Well, also he doesn't have 2 legs now.
Yeah. No, like he's trying to crawl or something, right? So it's like just.
No, he's bleeding quite profusely. It's probably going to be about 20 seconds before.
Will my Spare the Dying spell stabilize him and keep him from dying?
Yes.
Cantrip. As soon as I catch up, I cast that on him.
Can I cast, like, would a heal, like, stabilize his leg or something so we can question him? I don't know.
I think Spare the Dying did that. Did I hear you right, Toad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, just, yeah. We just want to question. We don't care if he lives forever, but just enough to, like, question him.
Yeah, we can just cut open the wound again. No big deal.
I retrieve my dagger.
I prefer non-lethal means if at all possible, but do what you must.
I was speaking metagame.
As I'm walking up to him, panting, and this heroin is hard, I look, is there any guards coming, reacting to this?
There were guards, but they started chasing people that were fleeing because they figure if someone's fleeing, then they must be guilty of something.
Doing something wrong.
Also, John offered a reward, so...
Okay. Well, do we want to take him back to the room at the Thundering Lizard? Do we want to?
I feel
get
like
a
if we're going
guard?
to interrogate a suspect, we don't want to do it in the nice inn. I like the idea
Yeah,
of bringing
Do I recognize him?
Yeah.
Or do any of us recognize this man? Or this creature?
No, this dark-skinned human is not familiar to any of you. He has short cropped hair and typical assassin black leathers.
I search him for weapons.
Yeah, you find about 10 more daggers.
I'm just going to keep those.
And a small vial of something.
If no one has mentioned it yet, we should tie his hands up.
Concur.
Like, that would be the first thing that I would be thinking of doing as soon as I grab my sword.
Okay, so
As soon as the man's tied up, a brave contingent of guards miraculously shows up.
Of course. Okay, this is when they show up after. Well, I'm going to defer to Lady Rolita. She looks to be probably the most important figure among us. So when the guards show up, I'm acting as her servant a little bit, to make her look more important in front of the guards.
Yeah, the acting sergeant is like, what's the meaning of this?
And I will say, my lady had books delivered to our inn, and the man delivering the books, I believe he was the bookstore owner, a dagger was assassinated by this man.
She would kind of, I guess, pick on and pick up on that, I guess, and she, like, kind of brushes him aside a little bit, stands up in front of the guards, tall, and then mentions that oh gosh, what was the bookkeeper's name? I forgot. What was the bookkeeper's name?
Belagaris.
Belagaris, yeah. I forget the name of the store too, but anyway, I'll just say the name of the store.
Belagaris' books.
Yeah. I had oh gosh, I had a thing in my mind, and now it's like I'm feeling like I'm stuttering. I wouldn't be stuttering to them, but like, you just say it.
Yeah. It's role playing.
The owner of that she had been in discussion with Belagaris for to acquire some tomes to help in an upcoming expedition, and this man, as she points her sword right, like holds it right up to his face, murdered him as he delivered the books to our door. He is still, and then she with her other hand, she points up to the hotel and says that his body is in the hallway with this man's dagger in his back.
This man is from the guild. You can't attack guild workers.
But guild workers can attack everyone else? Is that the deal?
Guards!
You are a guard.
I know, but he's calling up more guards. As a contingent of guards surrounds your party. The sergeant will go into the assassins, or yeah, we'll say assassin. I'd say would-be assassin, but I think he's not would-be.
Try to intimidate the guards out of blaming us and get us out of trouble.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I wonder, can we do the thing we did with the kids? Is there any sort of...
So, well, here's what's happening is that
what does a 17 do?
It gets him to shout for more guards. So he will kneel down to the assassin's body and reach into the front of his leather and pull out a fairly now bloody piece of paper. He's like, it's written right here. Official contract. Yep. I'll buy the books.
Official contract. What does that mean? I'm seeing this.
Means you are on the wrong side of the law, miss.
He didn't show us
character.
He didn't demonstrate contract to us. I believe that's his responsibility. Otherwise, we have no way of being sure that he is, in fact, following an official contract.
It's illegal to wear them colors if you're not with that guild.
So really, we were helping you.
But he's from the guild.
But he might not have been. He committed an assassination, and it is difficult, if not impossible, to ensure that he was in fact a member of the Assassin's Guild. He could have gotten away, and you would have had no way of checking his papers. He is still alive. We haven't killed anybody. And now you know that he was in fact legitimate. We do as well, and he is free to go on his way.
I've got my eye on you.
Likewise, sir.
Sergeant walks away.
I pick up the leg and hand it back to the assassin and go, so sorry about this.
Nick the leg. Oops.
We need...
That's Binder doesn't do this for these.
We need a crash course in local customs and laws. It appears that assassination is legal.
Ask the assassin if he wants to be our advisor from local affairs.
I have a sailor background. Is there any way that I may have heard anything about Port Namzarek or its customs?
Give me a history check. It's mercantile city. It's more of the rule of money, less of the rule of law. There isn't one central leader, but like a council of leaders. Each council member calls himself a prince.
So did the guards just disperse and leave us here with the assassin, or what?
No, they took him to the hospital.
Darn. Okay.
Too bad.
Well,
So I tell you guys what I know about Namzarek.
apparently this
And
had, apparently this had nothing to do with us.
It very well might have. Although I don't say that. I wait until we're in. Well, I don't know.
So shall we return to the room?
I guess I could say that out.
Yeah. Did you leave the books in the room?
I locked them before I jumped out. I locked them up in the.
I'm suddenly very suspicious, and I double time it back to the room.
Yeah, I have the key right here.
I don't think I know that you locked it, but I'm worried that someone's going to break in and steal the books.
I will make my way back to the room as well, at a much slower pace.
I'm gonna run as well.
Yeah,
And
I'll
keep my eye out for anything that looks out of order on the way to the room to see if I can see anybody suspicious leaving or any signs of anything.
Well, I'll go back as quickly as I can without looking completely disheveled.
I don't see anything.
So the first thing that I would want to do is go back and check the chest.
Yeah, you go back
And
to the room. And
I
inside
had the key with me.
inside the room chest you find books.
Breathe a sigh of relief. So, making sure, that the books are still, okay, I don't, set them out or anything, I just kind of make sure they're there and briefly turn, but, turn to, we have, Elderlon, his dagger has the assassin's blood on it. Is there any way we can use that to, perhaps find... I don't know, I'm trying to figure out, is there anything we can do to, find out what's going on? Because what I'm thinking is that whoever was trailing him, they want to stop us, and, they probably hired this assassin to...
I examined the books in case the content of the books has any clues. What are the titles and subject matter?
Can I ask RR if there's any pages missing or if they seem to be the right books?
They seem to be the same books.
Yeah, I don't know what books he was bringing, only that they were related to our expedition.
May I suggest we don't spend the night here now that the Assassin's Guild knows a assassin killer lives here?
I know a guy with a room at an awesome inn. It's Arn.
Yeah. I basically have a cot in a bunk at the slum house.
Is there room for 4?
You know, I think it was only 5 coppers, something like that. 10 coppers. Remind me to. I don't think there's room for 4 in my bunk.
Well, let's go. Let's see if we can find somewhere else to stay. And did we hear that there was a ladies' house where we were potentially offered housing?
That's the name of the fancy inn that we're at.
Oh, less exciting. Do we want to go check out the bookstore?
Yeah, look, we should look and see if there's a key, and we could stay at the bookstore.
Or make sure that nothing's gone awry there. Just get us a better idea of what's going on.
True.
Oh,
We
and
should-
notify if there's anyone else at the store. Like notify them of what's happening.
We should also tell the people running this inn that we're going somewhere. The person, the servant of our employer, is probably going to be coming back and looking for us in the morning.
I guess since the bookstore owner is dead, that means that I don't have to worry about returning the enchanting book.
Ooh, strange language. What kind of check is it to identify what the language is? Or just guess at what the language is? Would that be history?
Well, it's definitely an intelligence, so like a knowledge.
Let's see.
Yeah, probably history.
I'll try my excellent history skill. Ooh, nat 20.
Haven't heard of it. Yeah, this is celestial. You can't read it, but you know what it looks like. Mostly because it's glowing in like a pearlescent.
Dead giveaway.
Yeah, it's glowing with like a slight, a faint glow.
Well, I tell the party this is a celestial language. Come to think of it, well, first of all, show of hands, who here speaks celestial? Anyone?
I forgot how to speak Celestial when I checked when I chose new spells.
Pretty sure that I do. I'll raise my hand.
Really? Okay. Well, then I guess we won't need a translator. I ask Roletta what the name of the book is.
The book's title roughly translates to City of Gold.
I look as puzzled at the title as everyone else would be. Old.
Well, I'm going to settle in with a Harper's Field manual, but I think... oh, excuse me, Roletta, you're the one who ordered the books. Do you mind if I borrow Harper's Field manual for a few hours?
Yeah, no, go ahead. I think the more knowledge that we have, the better we'll be prepared.
Have I heard of City of Gold?
Didn't you just get a really good history check recently?
I did hit a really good history check recently.
You would know that there are stories of ancient kingdoms in Chult that have been overgrown by jungle, full of treasure, just ripe for the raiding. Bum, ba, da, ba.
Well, I'm dressed for it.
I suggest to Binder that we don't tell the current innkeep where we're going in case someone we don't want to follow us checks in. Like, say, the Assassin's Guild.
Okay. In that
I
case,
say
we're going to want to
perhaps
return
that
here.
we tell them somewhere. Maybe we could tell them somewhere different, so we could keep an eye. Like we could trick them into going somewhere else.
Or staying at the orphanage.
In that, have instead, Jesus. You know, orphanage. That's sort of our deal. So instead of the
You just cut out, John.
so that we'll come back.
We missed the middle part of that. Like you completely
Crap.
cut out.
A note for the servant of our employer to let him know that we stepped out, but we'll be back shortly in the morning to meet up with him.
Sure.
All these things are things that happen.
Yeah,
I
what
lead
I'm
the way
thinking
back-
is if we
I
tell
lead the
them
way
we're
back to the
somewhere.
Hungry Lizard.
Kind of
This is
wrinkles
like a
their
bit out
nose
of
at
character,
that.
Like, so this is kind of out of character. Like what I'm thinking, right, is if they do come, if they do go, like if we tell them somewhere different, we might be able to kind of like bait them, and like know if they're going to be pursuing us. Because if they just like go there where they think we were, we might not know if they actually had showed up. Sense. Like I don't know, would that be something that would work, or
I don't know if
And
it's
this is D&D.
necessary-
We can play as much of it as you want.
I don't know if it's really necessary to like try to trap the Assassin's Guild. I would far rather just see where we can take these books
Okay.
and what's going on with them. If they come find us, then we can sort with them again. But until that point, let's
Okay, well
see
then-
where we go.
Alright, then we'll forget that whole thing. So
And if they were
Um,
going after the bookkeeper, then there might be assassins at his shop. Or keeping an eye on his shop. If we want to find someone, we might find them there.
yeah, I should think about that. um,
I'd say, or my opinion is, we find some place to get a good night's rest. I could use some rest. Speak to Wat in the morning, and hopefully we'll be leaving town.
Hey Toad, does rest heal people or not?
It does.
So Eldon will be healed if he rests. So we don't have to
Correct.
worry about that. Okay. And when I use that one heal, I don't get that spell thing back unless I rest, right?
Yeah. You at level 2, you have 2 level 1 spell slots. So basically, you can cast 2 level 1 spells plus your channel divinity. No, wait, they don't get that till 3, right? Don't worry about
Level
it.
Channel.
2.
Okay.
Channel Divinity is the second level.
Okay, then I believe you get channel divinity, which at level 2 should just give you rebuke undead.
Are you a cleric or a paladin? I'm confused.
Paladin.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking a cleric.
Yeah, I don't know how paladins work. Sorry.
I don't either.
First, you take some plate.
They're total.
Divine Smite comes at level 2.
Yeah, they don't get their sacred oath that happens at 3rd, and that's when they get their channel divinity and stuff. So yeah, I was wrong.
So you make it down the street. It's only probably another 400 feet away. You find Bella Garce's books, shuttered for the day. Well, not shuttered for the day, but it says be right back, but you don't think he's going to be right back.
Do you want me to roll intelligence for that one?
No. However, it is broad daylight, and you are standing in the front of the shop.
And we know he's dead. Right, never mind, sorry. So we're inside the shop now?
Door was locked.
Yeah. So, knock on the door and see if... I doubt anyone's in there, but just in case.
You were there before, weren't you? Did he have an assistant?
Did not notice.
Not that you noticed.
I am going to look around, see if I notice anybody paying attention to the shop.
There are a couple people looking your way, but it's mostly because you're just standing in front of the shop.
Okay, so nobody suspiciously staking it out.
No. I mean, there is that spindly guy with the long mustache. Oh, I'm kidding.
Does the shop have a back door? Is there an alley in behind the shop?
There is an alley between the buildings. There is a back door. And the alley is much less... Well, there's much less foot traffic.
Alright, so, guys, between you and me, I may have had a adventuresome youth, and if you look the other way, I may be able to open this door. Just keep people out of the alley, would you?
Everybody turns their backs, and you just smash it with a brick.
Well, after I try a thief.
Oh yeah, 18 does it. First try.
Arn's only thieves tool is a brick.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure the door that he's breaking in is the one in the alley, so that the front door doesn't look.
Right.
So then he just kind of opens the front door, and we just walk in, but it's like no one notices who opened the front door.
No. So you guys kept watching the alley, so no one stepped into the alley and saw me picking the lock, and then I opened the alley door. Well, we all come in through the back door. Is my assumption.
Oh, okay. I was thinking this like we were just kind of like making sure no one walked in the alley, but we were still out front.
If we
Right.
go into the front door, then everybody's going to see us go in.
So we open the
The
shop.
back door, then
We
not
live here
be-
for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. Hopefully, no one will see us coming out the back door when we're done. Anyway,
I barricade the.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm being snarky. Please go ahead.
I begin thoroughly searching, looking for. Oh, what am I looking for? Does he keep a record of recent customers? With a 9 perception.
No. Like, in the back room, it opens up to like basically it's just more shelves of books. Surprisingly.
Is there any sort of indication of someone we could contact to like let them know what's happened?
There is a small desk in the corner of the room. However, it is quite messy.
So I got 15 on investigation. I'm looking for the same sort of thing, like anything that's going to let us know about any surreptitious or otherwise dodgy connections that this man might have had.
There is an accounting book. Quick cursory glance. All of the names are written in a strange kind of shorthand, as bookies tend to have.
Bookies?
I mean, not bookies. Accountants. Bookkeepers.
Okay, that's great.
I'm trying to see if they had like relatives or just someone that we could like contact, like to the tones, like, you know, the guys, if they had an assistant, if they had relatives, anyone we could just like contact to tell them what's happened, or just find out more. I don't know. If I find anything else, I would look at it too. But you know.
Okay. In the bottom of the drawer, you find a bundle of letters, all addressed to Grandpapa.
They have like a return address on them, or
No, there isn't a formal postal service. You will have to read these letters. Form emotional bonds.
You're going to have to attune to the letters, I think is what I just heard. They're like magic items, except for emotions. Can I detect magic?
Yeah. Yeah, Ben pops open the cash register.
I think it makes the loud jangling sound at this point.
It's like the beginning of Money from Pink Floyd.
That sound what follows me around.
I look up a bit guiltily. Well, it's not like he's going to be using it.
He does have a granddaughter, or a
grandchild
relative.
Of some kind. What's in the cash register now that I've popped it open?
Yeah, you find 15 gold. 150 silver. And an immeasurably heavy kind of bucket of copper. It's a good couple 100 pounds of copper coins.
Hundreds of pounds of copper. Ooh.
Loot it.
With everyone looking at me like this, I can't in good conscience steal from a dead man.
I'm looking at you. I'm watching you.
Especially one that was trying to help us.
Your detect magic pings off a small shelf where there are a few tonics and potions. They're unmarked and they're not in any sort of standard bottles, so it's hard to tell what they are. As the glass is also quite opaque.
He probably is not. I don't think that these are going to be that important to his grandchild.
Going back, didn't Relata find a vial of some kind on the assassin? Do we still have that? Does she still have that?
She would.
It wasn't me that looked through him, it was someone else.
Okay, who tossed the perp?
Okay, I got I got daggers. I guess I got the vial as well. I will spend the next 10 minutes casting detect poison and disease and see if the vial is poison and examine all the vials on the shelf for poison as well.
The vial is most definitely poison.
Just hold on to that.
The bottles on the shelf seem to be tinctures of restorative properties. Well, they're not poisoned or diseased. That's as much as you can say.
Okay. Hey, Binder, can you detect magic or identify things?
I am currently detecting magic.
By which I mean identify magic.
So it lets me learn its. I can see its caster if they're within 30 feet, and then I can learn its school of magic.
Okay. How does I'm used to old versions of D&D where there was an identify spell.
Go to the Roll20 app. It'll
There
have
is
the
an
detect
identify.
magic. Detect magic has the description of the spell in it.
Yeah, no, I see that. I'm asking more generally about other things that your character might be able to do.
Well, I can't at this moment. I can't do anything like that. I could do an Arcana check, perhaps.
Toad, you said identify isn't a thing anymore?
No, it is a thing. It's still a thing. It's
Okay.
just he's not high enough level to learn it right yet.
Ah.
Do I know what those are on an Arcana of 13?
Some sort of restorative potion.
I'm not a very good doctor. I try to identify the tinctures, but fail, apparently.
For
So we know that they're healing potions of some sort. I think that we have them, so we could, avenge his death in safety.
yeah, and just for levity, you should just mark down potions of restoration, because if we don't settle that, I'll forget.
It is why, as a DM, the first magic item every group I DM play gets a slate of identification. Custom-made magic item that identifies all magic items.
It's fun.
That's handy. How many potions are there?
3. And then there's other bottles of inks and glues, but they are not magical.
Is this lesser restoration the spell?
Yeah, it's lesser restoration the spell.
Okay. I guess I can't drag and drop from the compendium. Oh well. I'm adding this to the group chat log, or the group
Okay.
loot log.
Okay. I look at the glues, and I will take, say, 2 vials of glue, just 'cause it sounds fun for me.
Okay, mark down 2 vials of binding glue.
Okay. Do you guys want to take some time? Like, take 10 and see if we can find anything else of interest in here? Or do we want to just, call this good and figure out something next to do?
We could sleep here if we need to. If you guys are worried about sleeping at the sketchy inn.
I still think you guys just need to move into this guy's life. just run the shop.
I didn't plan on becoming a bookkeeper, but
when life gives you dead bookkeepers, you make dead bookkeeper aid.
Hey, last week I was the one suggesting we spend a week inventing the printing press.
Well, at some point, I guess I would stick the letters in like a pocket or something, and I would probably want to look and see if there was any other books that caught my eye that might help us or something, or just be useful to me for enchanting or whatever. I mean, he already gave me that one book, but
you're gonna take the letters?
Yeah, because I want to contact someone or whatever. But figure out who, like, because I don't think I found it yet, because we wouldn't have had enough time.
I speak up and say, if you want to get word to his kin, probably the fastest way to do that is to just leave a message here for them, because they're going to come looking.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just leave the letters then. I don't know. I mean,
dear people, you don't know.
I think it's reasonable.
Well, Toad, when I was looking through the letters, because I would have is there anything that looked like it would be relevant to what's going on in the area, or is it all just like personal fluff stuff?
Personal fluffy stuff. And honestly, they're not it's never like from the perspective of being actual. It's like from far, far away.
Okay. I'll just leave them.
I'll just burn them.
I would just left them and then just...
We demolish the building.
Start a citywide fire.
Thunderwave.
If the letters didn't look interesting, then I would have just stopped and started looking for something that did look interesting.
Okay. Well, I think it's a good time to take our first bio break, if anybody needs to.
Been drinking
I'm okay,
coffee, so yeah.
But
yeah, I'm gonna grab a glass of water and quick smoke outside.
Coffee's a good idea, actually. Okay. Reconvene in 5.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sorry about that, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay, so were you guys staying the night at the shop, or were you going to try to find something else? It is only about midday right about now. Or is everybody even back?
I'm back.
I'm here.
Well, I missed the orientation session. What is our mission in Schultz to begin with? Are we getting off track here?
Our mission is to figure out what's behind the death curse, put a stop to it.
And Relata, you're trying to get books related to that?
Yeah, like so like my character, she's interested in, she grew up with craftsmen and enchanters and stuff. She's kind of interested in all that, and she was just looking around the town and found the bookstore and borrowed an enchanting book from the bookkeeper, and he had asked her about like what she was doing there, and and she told him about the expedition, and he said he had some books that might be able to help us, and so he was going to bring them by later, and then that was what happened at the end when he had the dagger in his back.
Okay. Well, I'm going to investigate the bookshelves for anything relating to curses or necromantic curses or jungles, I guess, or just in case there's something else out there. Do you want to investigate roll or perception or? Toad?
Let's go with perception.
Okay.
While they are looking for books, I am going to find a quiet corner and I'm going to nap.
Would be a good time for a short rest if you so wanted so. You don't find anything that looks exceedingly rare or valuable?
Well, I'm not even looking for valuable. I'm just looking for informative.
There are quite a few books here, so I think how this would work out would be tell me a basic skill or knowledge set, or either a general or even a specific topic. And I will give you a book on that, and it will give you advantage on knowledge checks involving that.
Anything involving Schultz and curses. Like, is there a book titled The Mysterious Curse of the Schultz Jungle? Or anything along those lines?
With a 10, you find a book of Chultan curses, but it's more like a funny tourist book.
Okay.
Like how to swear in Chultan.
I was about to say it. Yeah, it's a Hungarian curse words. Well, in that case, I settle in and read Harper's Field Manual for the next few hours, unless someone else is doing something.
Oh, I'm assuming that if there was any other kind of like interesting enchanting thing that he would have mentioned that, because he looked for that one, but I still would take a quick glance, and then if I didn't find anything, I guess I would start reading the Celestial book. Are you looking for anything interesting?
Yeah, there's nothing on enchanting. Is there any general topic?
Ooh, I got an idea. There wouldn't happen to be a book on like with like maps of the area, like especially the areas where we're going to be and that sort of thing. Like any sort of just like, or any sort of like, I don't know if you get what I mean. Like just
Yes, I get what you're saying. There isn't any books with maps, but you do find a large leather-bound tube, which has an incomplete map of Chult. I would have to pull that up, and I can make that an actual map that you'll be able to see. I'm just not gonna do it now, where we only have like 45 minutes left. I mean 35. Yeesh.
Okay, yeah. I would just grab that and then I guess start reading that celestial book. Which actually, I have a question. Is it possible when you're meditating, you can't do anything else, right?
Correct.
Can't like read. Okay. I can meditate later. I don't know. How long does it take to get back one spell thing?
You have to rest for a long rest, so you have to meditate for 4 hours.
Okay, so there's no like way to just get back one with the shorter. Okay.
Should we just
I guess
say?
I just-
Should we just say we're gonna take a long rest here, and just go with it?
Well, it sounds like Relata and I at least want to read for a while, so we might stay up and then sleep at actual sunset, because it's only midday right now.
Right, but even on a long rest, as long as you're not doing anything strenuous, that counts as time. It doesn't have to be 8 solid hours of sleeping, if I understand. Yes, long rest.
Yeah, and Relata and I only need a 4-hour trance anyway. I, for one, think that we should be active in the daytime, in this jungle. But if you want us to be resting 8 hours and getting up in time for sunset, I'm willing to go along.
Well, and we could even say we'll rest for 8 hours, maybe go out, and we do not need to be active at night. We can, say basically we stay here till the following morning.
Mm-hmm.
And we can do research during that time. And
Coffee shop right around the corner.
Ooh, a coffee shop. Actually, does the coffee shop have line of sight on the bookstore?
Oh, it has to. It's basically a zoning law.
I am going to read my book over there and watch if anyone is snooping around the bookstore while I read. We lost John.
I feel like it would be a little suspicious to be reading a glowing celestial book in the coffee shop, so... I mean, again, I don't know what's suspicious in D&D or not. Like, are those sorts of books common or not?
They're not common, but it would be like going to a very poor country and pulling out a very, very, very expensive phone.
Okay, then yeah, I would just stay in the bookstore and look through it or anything.
How much is coffee? How much do I have to pay to get a cup of coffee?
3 copper.
Okay.
I know, it's expensive.
Yep. 3 pennies. I go to the bookstore and buy a cup of coffee. This time I also spend 10 minutes casting Detect Poison on it, just in case, because Schultz has not treated me well in that regard. And then assuming the coffee is clean, I drink and read for the next couple hours.
So the coffee starts out lukewarm. It just gets more so.
You missed it last time, but at the Slum Inn, I was offered iguana on a stick to eat. And I said, sure, that sounds entertaining. And it looked so suspicious, I cast Detect Poison and Disease on it, and it was horribly, horribly diseased by like flesh-rotting bacteria or something.
Oh, like monkey rot fever or something?
Something, yeah. I fed it to a velociraptor out in the street, and 10 minutes later it was dead.
Not just dead, but like rotting apart.
Yeah. So, I'm suspicious of food in this town.
So I want to check and see if there's any stocking up that we have to do or that we'd like to do before going out, possibly into the wilderness, and try to figure out where were we going to meet the servant of the lady who is our employer.
Yeah, I was wondering, is he going to be? I was assuming
he said he'd find you. I dare you to try to get away from him.
I'm assuming that he was going to have us like our supplies for the trip, or was I mistaken about that?
Well, is there anything that we want?
He wasn't quite clear. He was like, "All right, I'll meet you in the morning. I have to arrange some things." He said some things for the expedition. He didn't say the expedition.
I'm gonna get some rope and a 10-foot pole.
Okay, you're all set.
Yeah,
I have a generic burglar's backpack that I bought from the compendium.
It has all the best pockets.
Mm-hmm. And rope and spikes and hammers to climb up walls and stuff. It's awesome.
Fiddly bits and little diamond things on a string.
I've got navigator's tool and like an explorer's pack. Common clothes, an uncommon hat.
Okay, so let's say let's start with Ral. You spend 4 hours meditating, or do you want to do that at night or just read during the day?
Well, if we're not sleeping yet, I would wait and do it when we sleep.
Okay, you spend the rest of the afternoon reading the celestial book titled City of Gold, and it tells of the history of the Akora people, who are a bird-like type humanoid. They're not unheard of where you're from, but they are very rare, and it's not much is known about them, except that they don't have their own language. They can only really speak and mimic. However, while reading the book, you learn that the ancient Okora were great wizards, and they tried to, well, through worship of their god of knowledge, they tried to gain ultimate knowledge, and they failed, and it forever broke their race to never be able to speak, but to only parody. And they tried to solve this for a few generations, but it wasn't long before their whole society just kind of unraveled. Went back to barbarism and more brutal forms of life. However, it speaks of the last city high in the mountains of Chult, a city made entirely out of gold.
Gold's not very durable.
Gold's soft, but it's pretty inert. It'll last. Not a great construction material necessarily, but Do we want to? Okay. Was I able to find any books on sorcery or dragons?
There were several books on dragons, and a couple dozen books on sorcery. Did you want romantic sorcery fiction, or...
I want dragon sorcerer / fic.
Okay.
No, that's a joke. Yeah, I mean, anything to teach so that I can learn more about like how to be a sorcerer who can, not fuck up a lot, and also what it might mean to be part dragon.
Sorcerer, how do?
Right. I want to learn how to sork.
Yeah. You find an acolyte's personal journal. It seems to contain his notes as he learned from a person that's only referred to in the text as the Red Staff.
Do I learn anything notable from this book about the Red Staff?
He seems to be very, let's say, Confucian type of sorcerer. He's very thoughtful, very much like logic-based arguments. Mostly things with geometry.
Anything useful in there?
Burning hands? So far. That's about as far as you could probably get.
Good enough.
Although with that journal, you figure you could probably change it. Change the nature of it. With your own special sauce.
Andy.
Force lightning.
Can I figure out how to do that with my lightning, with my firebolt too? Make it into like a spark?
Yeah, I think we already discussed this. Or I discussed it with someone else and I just hadn't got around to discussing it with you.
Perfect.
But I feel like we were talking about spark damage, so yes. Also, crits are maiming. And if you do more than half damage to an NPC in a single shot, you one-shot them. The more you know. Yeah, Ben, you going through the first section of the Harper's Guide, it's mostly like wilderness survival, like basic Boy Scout stuff, like how to set a snare.
Nice. I skim and see if there's anything about a Harper chapter in Schult. And by skim, I mean I'm looking at the table of contents, basically.
Yeah, there does not seem to be a Chultan chapter. There's only one real base of the Harpers that is known. I can't remember if it's Waterdeep or Baldur's Gate, though. I think I should know this. But there's the one location, and it's in a quantum state.
Okay. Does anybody look suspiciously at the bookstore, hang around lurkingly. You can roll a perception if you like.
Yeah. I think you're starting to notice that people are starting to notice that the shop isn't open. I mean, even though, like, no one almost ever goes into the bookstore.
Okay.
Like, maybe
The fact that
unscrupulous people might start to notice.
Okay. Okay. I follow. For the time being, I'm just going to keep reading. I'll say 4 hours of reading, and then I'll head back to the others.
Yeah. You get through the first section, which is just basically survival tips, and then the second section is like a mission statement.
Do I get any bonus to my survival skill check? That's mostly a joke.
+1, but you have to be reading it.
Let's see. You'll make a snare. Hold on. I'm looking it up.
Thumbing through the book.
And let's see. I believe that leaves Elded.
And I am just going to rest.
Remind me, is a short rest 1 hour?
Short rest is 30 minutes to an hour. So if you want the hour...
And what does that do? Like 1 hit dice?
you can spend as many hit dice as you want, but you don't regain hit dice until a long rest.
Right.
So after the hour, I will. 1, 8. Plus. I get 8 back. All right, I'm feeling better.
Do we get any XP from killing that, or from maiming the assassin?
I'm doing milestones.
Great, even better.
Which I'm still gonna give out XP for, but they're gonna be very exact numbers.
Did you say very exact or very inexact?
So that will be strict guidelines.
You gain anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000 XP. That's inexact.
Okay, level 5. Then we should really talk about like which field of study this is inexact for. Like astrophysics, inexact might be 4 or 5 orders of magnitude.
Yeah. No, it's within a couple orders of magnitude. According to the math problem I was doing earlier today, that was the best answer I got.
Mechanical engineering, they like it slightly more exact.
Yeah, uncertainty quantification, which is what I was trying to do. The best I got was wrong by a factor of 20. And actually, in EQ, that's not terrible.
Awesome.
It had the right number of digits in it.
I was reading something interesting about latent factor analysis the other day, but that's really, or latent variable analysis.
I don't
but
even know
that's
what that
really
is.
not something relevant for this topic. It's pretty cool, is what it is.
So, I'm spending 4 hours and heading back. Does anything happen in that 4 hours, or are other people doing more things? I guess, Eldon, you have 3 hours of stuff you could do.
At some point, I would probably, or I will, slip out and run up to the market, and I want to get, at the very least, like a headscarf in the local, like the locals are wearing, some more of the colorful. My leathers are already fairly colorful, but, the loose fitting clothing.
Oh yeah, and the jungle has so much more vibrant colors.
Right.
Good idea. I'd also like to get some food for my petrified mouse. Well, see, I rolled a petrified mouse when I was looking at my trinkets, and I've decided to play it as though it's just a terrified mouse.
Oh yeah, you could probably find someone that sells crickets or grains. I'm sure a mouse will be happy with either.
It's probably going to be happier about the grains, but awesome.
Yeah, you go through the market district and you come across a large manufactory with shop stalls all along the front side. And they seem to sell bolts of all kinds of colors of garb. And it's like if they dye leathers, they dye silks. Most of the workers seem to be permanently dyed.
Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker. Kill.
Well, that got dark.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Smoke weed every day. Anyways.
I actually I'll get a full set of, like a local clothing a local would be wearing. And how much would that cost me?
What material do you want it in? Because he kind of cut out.
Oh, just some, not silk. I don't want that expensive, but a lighter cloth, cotton maybe, or something like cotton that breathes good.
They have a super loose knit cotton.
Okay.
Can I find anything that clothing that would give me like magic armor, like an additional +1 or +2 to armor?
You do find a small enchanting shop. Strangely enough.
Tell me more.
They are able to put a +1 onto most things for the price of 50 gold apiece, I think it is. Yes. Oh, no, wait. It's that they sell a +1 wooden shield, +1 arrows, and they do have a +1 rope.
+1 robe or rope?
Robe. +1 rope. They also have a +1 rope. It's a 51-foot rope.
That... How stylish are the robes?
They come in a variety of materials and colors. I mean, you can go very stylish, like Dolce & Gabbana kind of stuff.
I wear a leather hat. I wear a leather hat and like a loose shirt, and then like brownish pants. Anything that's going to go with that, or can I swap out any of those for a +1 hat, or just like
just a
I like the
+1
idea
hat?
I like the idea of a wizard who wears a vest.
I'll say that they have a +1 hat.
awesome? Thank you. I'm sorry for like dragging that out of you.
It's a really nice hat.
Okay, thank you.
So, dinner time? I mean, how long are you guys staying in the shops at the coffee place?
Does the coffee place have food?
They have light foods.
Well, I'm an elf. I'm a light eater who weighs like 100 pounds, so I'll get light food.
Yeah, I feel like at some point I would have felt anxious about staying in the bookstore and like put up the thing and went over to the coffee shop to meet. I forget which one was at the coffee shop.
That would be Arum. Or is it Arum? I can't remember.
Just call me Aaron.
Okay,
So
Air
I
Bear.
guess I could get some
Hey,
light
Aaron.
food as well.
Hey, Aaron, you done messed up.
When I come back from my shopping trip, I will go to the coffee shop as well. Say we need to decide where we're going to sleep tonight. Are we going to stay in the inn? Are we going to get rooms in the Thundering Wizard?
Yeah, Aaron, you're still there. And everybody just sits there silently staring at their coffee.
Yeah, people catch me right as I'm about to head out the door. Like, oh, you're here. Okay. Well, I was going to come get you and then probably to eat here, since this is still handy to the store. Shall we get food here? We get food here. I turn around and walk back to the counter.
Yeah, I would get food, but I would go and get food too. And whenever we sit down, I guess we could just like discuss anything. Well, no, I don't know if we want to discuss everything like, out in the open, but just be like, if you learned anything from the book or not.
Life, the universe, and everything.
If there was anything interesting in the book, I guess, like anything that seemed useful, or
I learned how to set a snare. And the Harpers apparently, if they're in Schultz, they're not open about it. At least not in this book.
I have been keeping my eyes out. Signs.
Are you a Harper?
I do indeed wear the heart.
Okay.
No.
What are the signs to keep an eye out for? I pick Eldon's brain over past signs and past codes, if you're willing to share those things.
It's really just watching for subtle signs on like the front of a building. That's a language to agents. We are not welcome in many lands, so it is not something we discuss.
And yeah, you're right. Relata might not know what a Harper is. What is a Harper metagame? Is it like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Basically. It's that Ganondorf bullshit when, you look east at dawn. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
The Harpers are lawfully good aligned. Organization. I think so. I think they're lawfully good aligned.
But secretive. Okay.
They're a lawful good clandestine organization that dresses as bards usually. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, so the bards who assaulted you earlier today may have been on a anti-Harper hunt, or
That
do you think it was Harper intrigue you got caught up in, or is this something related to the rest of the party?
I really don't know if they just picked me as an easy mark. At the time, I was quite certain that, we were just beginning our epic quest, and they obviously were agents for the supervillain who is our primary foe, that shadowy figure. But, that could just be my imagination running wild.
Metagame, again, I missed out. I thought we were recovering an artifact. Is there actually a specific supervillain that we're concerned with?
No, not just...
It's his character's headcanon.
Okay.
Yes.
Your character in particular is concerned about a potential supervillain. Okay.
I am certain it is like the epic bard's tales we have all heard growing up, and we are destined to be a force of good that goes into the dark jungle and defeats the forces of evil.
Evil, you say?
Evil. So, by that...
Well, life's an adventure. Okay. I have noticed a few people starting to take notice of the shop. I think word's getting around that it's been closed all afternoon. That's strange. Mostly, I'm thinking that regular thieves might try to break in sooner rather than later. Not necessarily anything to do with the Assassin's Guild. They might just be looking for a quick buck.
Someone's gonna get stabbed over that jar of pennies.
Can I find a glyph of one of those glyph of guardings, whatever that spell is called, like a scroll of that, so I can cast it so that it'll shoot anybody who's not the appropriate owner of this facility or like heir to this facility, or one of us. Glyph of warding.
It's probably gonna take you the rest of the night, but you can find it.
I
don't care that much. Never mind.
In response to Lady Relita, I agree. We have to dark omens but I worry, are we going to get caught up in some local intrigue if were we just at the wrong place at the wrong time?
I'm concerned about scope creep. I think that if we take on the Assassin's Guild, we might never get a chance to leave town and go after the artifact.
Keep it narrow. I agree with Ararn.
I'm not thinking about the Assassin's Guild in particular, but whoever hired them and whoever may have had those people following Eldon around. I don't want to go after them particularly, but find out. I'm thinking somebody behind the scenes might be pulling the strings.
It occurs to me that if it's plot relevant, they'll find us.
I think
I would rather find them first.
In game, Eldon will probably agree with you. If it's plot relevant, they will find us.
I am stroking my chin, sitting there thoughtfully, contemplatively, and saying, we should stay in our room. If there is indeed a connection, we need for them to be able to find us. So they can attack us and we can defeat them and find out what they know.
Solid point. And we rested, so we can stay up all night, getting ready to, we've rested. We can be on guard all night and screw them up if they come in.
Well, with Related and I haven't rested, but the fact that we can trance means that we can take shifts, keep and watch, and only need 4 hours.
Right. We can agree. It can be a long rest, and if somebody attacks us, we've had the short rest, so we are good. They can do their 4-hour shifts. Keep 2 of us awake at all times.
I'm okay with this plan.
Sounds good.
Okay, so after we eat, we head back to the inn.
Perfect.
Good. So you all make it to the inn unaccosted, and now I lost my train of thought. Uncommon hat. Okay. You guys make it back to the respite repose. Anyways. And you settle in for the night. What is the watch order?
I'll go first.
I will go on with our Arn.
And me and Rosalita then would be second. With her truly amazing sword.
Okay. About halfway into the second watch. Well, who's on watch? On second? Damn it. Who's
That
on
would
second?
be me and
Okay.
me and
Rosalita
Lady
and
Rolita.
Elda. Yeah.
Oh. I thought Rallyta was on third.
I have no idea.
I thought we were just doing 2 watches.
Okay, then halfway through the first watch. Because I thought
Okay.
Rallyta was on the second watch. So halfway through the
Really?
first watch.
Okay, halfway through the first watch.
Is by watch, like when does the meditating happen?
The meditating is happening right now.
So,
It's
what
about
we
to be
talked about,
interrupted. You're about to be rudely interrupted.
Damn
our
it.
Arn and Bender were awake and watching, while Roletia and Eldon were in peaceful repose.
Yeah, so you're sitting there, and I assume one of you's watching the door and one of you's watching the window.
Yeah, I have dark vision, so I'm probably watching the window.
I also have dark vision, so
Oh,
I
okay.
watched either one.
Are you human or elf?
Half elf.
Ah,
Bastard.
bastard elf.
Half elf, part dragon. I just introduced myself as part dragon.
So as you two are having this exact conversation, the door to Rallyta's room flies open, and levitating out of the room, surrounded by golden sheened light, in tow, almost like within a tractor beam, Rallyta is floating there into the central room. Eyes are wide open, just golden fiery orbs. Speaking some strange language, can't quite understand. The book's glowing, pulsing. And that's where we'll end on this week.
What book?
The Golden City.
This would be the Celestial book. The one that's magic.
Oh, no. Oh boy.
I was able to recognize Celestial written. Do I recognize it spoken? Or we can resolve that next time.
Yeah, we'll resolve that next time.
What's happening to me?
I'm gonna have to roll a new character, I'm sorry.
You interacted with an item that was so powerful that I couldn't in good conscience ask you to roll. Because that's like, hey, let me kick you in the balls for a second.
You are now cursed to be an Aracroa. Aracrocra.
Cloaca?
Oh god, no.
Thanks for that.
The darkest of curses.
The darkest of cloacas.